Thanks for watching, guys. If you could go ahead and subscribe, follow, and like this video, that would make a huge difference to me and get it out there to more people. Thank you so much. Soon after I was born, my grandparents moved from their home in a town where my grandpapa was a radiologist. They built this beautiful, like, 1980s modernist, I think it was like cedar-clad home on a 700-acre farm in southern Missouri. It was beautiful. There were like hilly fields. There was a creek to play in, a giant lake next to the house, and hidden lakes in the like acres and acres of woods where you could follow the cow paths and you could look at the dogwood trees and pick from all the blackberry bushes. It was amazing. My grandma had a giant garden, and like my family never left a visit without taking home zucchini or asparagus or green beans or some other kind of yummy vegetable. And my brother and I used to also take the dried up gourds from the garden down to the creek, and we'd shoot them with a pellet rifle. Like, it was a great place to have fun. It was also full of farm equipment. They had cattle and they harvested tons of hay every year, and I was amazed by the hay baler and used to think about like what would happen if you got caught up in it as it went through a field. I thought you might just get put into a bale of hay, but I imagine it would be much more gruesome than that. We visited all the time because it was just an hour from our home in suburban, boring Jeff City. And on one visit, it was like a little bit icy and there was frost on everything. And the farmhouse sitting on top of the hill was surrounded by, fields of grass with the tips of the blades all covered in, frost, and the fence posts covered in frost. And so we get there, and of course, while my parents and my grandparents talk, my brother and I just go out to play in kind of the barnyard area. There's a big group of butler buildings that held equipment, stray cats, hay, stuff like that. And I decided it would be a good idea to go run along the back of the hay bale trailer that was parked next to my grandmother's garden. To give you a sense of what this trailer was, it's just like a center tube of metal with spokes coming off each side that kind of form a slight V to, hold the hay bales. There's no actual like solid base to it. But I thought it was like super cool to run along each spoke, taking one step and hitting a spoke and keeping going. And this is like mid-90s. This is before internet videos and like parkour was popular. Just proud of myself for coming up with this on my own, except that it resulted in me immediately slipping and falling chin first onto the next spoke because they were covered in frost. I don't remember what happened like immediately after that, but the next thing I know, I'm in the kitchen of the house, which was just like a couple 100 feet away. My brother must have, gotten help and got me carried in there. And somebody, I think my grandmama, was grabbing a giant sheet of like egg crate foam from a closet, and she was laying it out on the kitchen table. And then Grandpapa and my mom, who are both doctors, had me lay down on top of that. And Grandpapa, I think he just used a sewing kit, sewed up my chin right there on the kitchen table in the farmhouse. And he did a great job. Like, I don't remember it really hurting. I don't think I was scared. And I had no scar tissue from that. You couldn't really tell anything happened after it healed up. But of course, years later, I fell off my bike and I got taken to the ER, and they sewed some asphalt into my chin in the like exact same spot. And I can still feel the scar tissue from that now, 2 decades later. My mom, a doctor at that hospital at the time, was not happy about it, but that's another story.